Längenfelder, MXGP of Portugal. A good weekend. It's probably a weekend where there was some left on the table, but ultimately, with the circumstances given and the weather that we had, I'm sure you're happy to leave here with a podium.
Yeah, for sure. On those mud races, you never know. Everything can happen, and you're never really prepared for them. Let's say. So yeah, happy with a second and a fourth. So third overall. Um, in the second race, I got the start crash and I needed to come from last to fourth. Almost got Kai de Wolf in the end, but the race was just a little bit too short and maybe not enough tear-offs. But yeah, in the end, it was enough for a podium.
On the goggle front, I noticed in both races, or certainly in the first one, that you didn't have any. How much of a factor was that in when you're trying to charge through and you're trying to battle with someone, despite all the roofs coming into your eyes and obviously causing another problem?
Let's say when you're riding with roll-off like I did in the first race, there gets so much dirt around the edges that sometimes your vision is just so narrow that it's better if you just take them off. But let's say to keep the eyes clean, it's always nice to have also the goggles on. So I just yeah, rode behind the others till my film was finished, and yeah, then needed to drop the goggles. And then in the second race, yeah, I put 28 zeros. But when you come from last to and go through all the field on a track like this, which is mostly one line, you go through your zeros quite fast.
Yeah, like you said, the track looked certainly one-lined, and it was sort of changing in between rain and then drying up. So, where were you finding that you could make up some time, and was it somewhere where it was almost there was only a handful of spots that you could make up the time, and you've got a plan to try and make a pass in that area?
Let's say in the first race it was more difficult for me because it was just all water and difficult to even like go next to somebody because you got just splashed by the water. But in the second race there were a few more possibilities, and yeah, especially me then coming from the back, I tried I think every single line. So in the end I had a really good speed and good flow, good lines, everything. So I could yeah, make up quite some time there.
And when you have a start crash in Moto2, and obviously the overall is on the table for you after finishing second, what's gone through your head? Are you someone that gets quite frustrated? Are you someone that can stay quite calm? And yeah, what was sort of running through your head at that point? And where were where were your head at?
Yeah, usually when I crash at the start, I just turn my head off and go full gas. And sometimes I just ride better than I do when I have a good start. So yeah, you never know how the race would be if I had a good start, but I think a fourth is still okay under the circumstances.
Yeah, last thing for me, only 4 points out of the championship fight at the moment. So coming into a weekend, and like we keep saying, the weather's so bad and the track's so gnarly, I'm sure you're very happy to still be well within this when anything can happen in these races. A bike expiry, crashing out, a handful of things.
Yeah, especially on those conditions, it's so easy to just get stuck in the mud as well. I think Liam did that in the second race. So yeah, I just lost 1 point to Kai this weekend. Um, yeah, but we like Andrea, Kai, and me were quite close in the championship. So I think now it's too early to look at any of the points. You just try to go out there and do your best, be out front, try to win, and that's it.